Hey guys, welcome to another crazy video here on the channel. Today's topic is mind-blowing. We're going to talk all about the new Blox Fruits update that's scheduled for the end of July. And the most incredible thing, according to leaks and some clues left by the developers themselves, this update will bring something that players have been asking for years: weekly updates. That's right, you heard it right. From this new phase on, Blox Fruits could enter a new cycle of constant content, bringing more life, more dynamism, and many more things to explore every week. Just imagine logging in and knowing that every Friday, or maybe every Sunday, a new mission, fruit, boss, or island could be added. And in today's video, we're going to dive deep into that. We're going to explore all the clues and rumors about this late July date, why the developers may have chosen this specific moment, how the weekly updates will completely change the game's meta, what are the possible contents that may come in this sequence of updates, and of course, everything you should do now to prepare for this new cycle. The end of July was not chosen by chance. If you follow the history of Blox Fruits updates, you will notice that the developers always choose strategic dates. The game is gigantic, with millions of active players, and the gamer robot team knows very well how to keep the hype high. But why, specifically, the end of July? The first big clue is the international school vacation calendar. In several parts of the world, including the United States and Europe, July is a vacation month. In other words, players will have more free time looking for updated games and new experiences. It is the perfect time to release something big, but it doesn't stop there. An important detail that went unnoticed by many was a recent post by the developers where they talked about a new era of continuous content. This fits directly with the promise of weekly updates. This means that instead of having a huge update every 3 or 4 months, we will have small weekly blocks of content, keeping the game always fresh. And why is this important? Because Blox Fruits was starting to face a problem. Players were finishing the content too quickly. Every time an update was released, players had already done everything in 2 or 3 days. New bosses were defeated, fruits tested, areas explored. After that, boredom and months of waiting would come. With the new weekly model, the idea is new content every week equals constant interest. In addition, the weekly update model is already widely used by other successful games. Fortnite, for example, popularized this practice with new events, skins, and modes every week. On Roblox, games like Pet Simulator X and Anime Adventures have also adopted this format with great success. By joining this trend, Blox Fruits can further increase its number of active players and keep the community engaged like never before. Another interesting point that reinforces this theory is that Gamer Robot Studio has been hiring more developers in recent months. The team itself said that it is expanding the team to speed up the pace of content production. In other words, technically, they are preparing to be able to maintain this new pace of constant updates. And of course, all of this leads to the decisive moment, the reveal of the official date. Many community insiders are already betting that this reveal will happen this week, and the official launch of the update will be between July 27th and 31st. If it is indeed confirmed, we will have a new base update at the end of the month, the promise of weekly updates starting in the first week of August, and the beginning of a new era in the game, which may include weekly events, reworks, new fruits, bosses, raids, and much more. Now, in the next segment, we will talk about how weekly updates can completely change the way you play Blox Fruits, and what you need to do now to be prepared when they start. With the arrival of weekly updates, everything you know about farming, PvP progression, and even exploration in Blox Fruits will change completely. We're not talking about small changes, but rather a revolution in the game's meta. Let's imagine a real-life scenario. You log in every Friday and discover that a new secret mission, a hidden boss, an experimental fruit, or even a new weekly reward system has been added. This will require you to change your focus all the time. That build that worked well today may need to be adjusted next week. The farming you did on the same enemies every day can now be redirected to temporary events with better rewards. Pushpin direct impact on farming. Today, those who want to farm money or XP usually follow a safe route. Specific bosses that appear every 15 minutes, raids for fragments, and grinding on powerful NPCs like those in 3rd Sea. With the new dynamic, farming will become more strategic. Devs can launch weekly challenges with objectives such as defeat 10 sea beasts in under 5 minutes, complete the new underground blacksmith dungeon, use a specific fruit to eliminate certain enemies. This allows the player to explore the game more instead of repeating the same thing. And of course, as a reward, you can earn new fruits, swords, rare materials for the submarine, or even exclusive coins from the weekly pass. Pushpin changes in PvP. With new fruits being buffed or nerfed every week, PvP will become much more dynamic. Imagine if, one week, Dragon has a buff that increases the range of her attacks. The next week, it's Shadow who gains more life absorption. The result? New builds, different strategies, and the need for constant adaptation. This also favors creative players who like to try out unusual combinations. It will open up space for a lot of theory, showcase videos, and even new tournaments organized by YouTubers and clans. Pushpin constant exploration and new features. And here comes another factor, the exploration of new areas. With the promise of weekly updates, it is likely that each update will add pieces of what will become a large island or a complete system. For example, the sunken island may start with a single area, and each week, a new part of the map will be unlocked. This keeps the curiosity going and gives reasons to return to the game frequently. In addition, there are rumors that weekly updates may include episodic stories, where each week reveals a new chapter, traveling NPCs who appear in different locations and sell rare items, limited-time mini-events with exclusive drops for those who play at the right time. Pushpin what you should do now to prepare. If you want to make the most of this new cycle, you need to prepare now. Here are some important tips. Organize your inventory, clear space, keep only what is essential, and separate fruits or weapons for varied builds. Farm shards. Lots of new stuff can be bought or exchanged for shards. Collect as much as you can now. Upgrade your secondary account. With weekly events, it's worth having more than one character ready. Get a team together. Weekly missions may require cooperation. Have friends ready to farm with you. Keep an eye on social media and Discord. Information about the week's content may come out there first. This new era won't just be more fun, it'll be more challenging. It'll separate casual players from those who really dedicate themselves to the game. And if you're the type of player who always wants to be ahead, you should start organizing for this future right now. Now that we understand the importance of weekly updates and how they will impact the way we play Blox Fruits, the most exciting part has arrived. Speculating and analyzing what exactly might be released in this new format of continuous content. We will separate the possible content into categories and explain how each one might fit perfectly into this new cycle of weekly updates. And all of this based on rumors, hints left by the devs and patterns of previous updates. Grapes new fruits, or experimental fruits. Nothing generates more hype in Blox Fruits than a new fruit. The introduction of a powerful, visually beautiful fruit with unique abilities attracts thousands of players looking to test, compare, and battle. If the devs want to keep the interest going on a weekly basis, experimental fruits or temporary versions could be released. Imagine this, a primitive version of the Great One on Me for a week. A fruit that only appears in a temporary event, like the Stone, with abilities based on extreme defense. A weekly rework for old forgotten fruits, such as bomb, spin, spring, or smoke. And of course, the fruits would be released with very rare chances in the gacha, in sea beasts, or in specific weekly missions. This gives players a real reason to log in every week. Hammer and Wrench, weekly reworks of fruits and fighting styles. Weekly updates can also serve as an efficient way to implement gradual reworks on fruits that are unbalanced or outdated. For example, Week 1, full rework of the bomb fruit. Week 2, partial rework of Control, preparing to become Heart. Week 3, improved effects and animations for Magma. Week 4, changes to the hit mechanics for String. This system allows the team to fix, balance, and revitalize the game continuously without waiting for a major update every 4 months. This keeps the community active and constantly testing new strategies. Furthermore, fighting styles can also be renewed weekly. Have you ever imagined if, in 1 week, Dragon Talon gains a new Shadow Dragon form? Or if Superhuman receives an Electric Superhuman transformation? All of this is possible in smaller and constant updates. cross swords, new bosses, and mini-events. Another perfect mechanic for weekly updates is the introduction of temporary bosses. These bosses could appear at specific times and grant exclusive rewards for a limited time. Some ideas for bosses that could fit into this format: a submerged ghost captain, found only with the submarine; an ancient samurai hidden in a time rift; a mimic that disguises itself as a chest and attacks unsuspecting players. These bosses can drop rare fruits, exclusive cosmetic items, materials for the submarine or new ships, special fragments to use with the blacksmith. In addition, events can be rotating, collective hunts, sea beast invasions, time-limited missions, and more. The idea is to keep the community racing against time with each new week. Gear, new progression, and customization systems. Other content that can be diluted weekly are new systems, such as passive talent system, where you equip skills such as stun resistance or XP bonuses; blacksmith modified weapon system, which evolves as items are collected; equipment creation system with planks, metals, and fruits; customizable submarines, which allow access to more dangerous underwater areas. These systems could be released in stages, starting with a simple base and receiving new upgrades and functions each week. This allows players to learn little by little and stay engaged. Globe showing Europe-Africa piecemeal map expansions. With the new C4 on the horizon, it makes perfect sense that it will be released in pieces. Week 1, entry to C4 and introduction to the new lore. Week 2, first underwater island discovered. Week 3, water pressure system and combat with special armor. Week 4, deep serpent dungeon. Week 5, island suspended in the sky with daily challenges. This type of modular progression creates a sense of continuous adventure, similar to an anime that releases weekly episodes. And best of all, it keeps the community speculating, theorizing, and exploring. Trophy weekly rewards, quests, and rankings. Finally, weekly updates may also come with weekly reward passes with rewards for logging in, fighting, collecting materials, and winning PvP. Global ranking weekly, with exclusive prizes for the top 10 in certain categories. Unique quests, such as helping mysterious NPCs, delivering rare fruits, or exploring dangerous areas. All of this contributes to creating a recurring progression system that replaces the stagnation that was previously common among major updates. We are approaching one of the biggest milestones in the history of Blox Fruits. The update scheduled for the end of July 2025 promises not only specific news, but a complete transformation of the update model we have known until today. And with that, theories, rumors, and explosive expectations arise among players. Crystal ball community theories about the future of the game. The rumors never stop. The Blox Fruits community is known for investigating every pixel of a teaser, every comma in official announcements, and even the background sound of an image to discover secrets. And it was no different now. The main theories about the next weekly update include: the Great One Nomi fruit is already ready, but will be released gradually. According to leaks, it will be introduced as fragmented, in parts. Each week, an unstable version of the fruit will be released until it reaches the complete version. The mechanics are reminiscent of the awakened paramecia, with unique transformations. Submarine and underwater exploration. Another theory is that the submarine will function as a kind of mobile base, which can be improved weekly with pieces collected in the world, such as planks, metals, and fragments. The updates would release new underwater areas with bosses and treasures. New war between races or classes. The community also speculates that the weekly updates will culminate in a major global event, a war between classes, races, or factions. Each week, victories in PvP and PvE would be counted to decide the winning side. This would move the entire competitive meta of the game. Emergence of a new alpha sea beast. A recent rumor indicates that a new type of sea beast, called Alpha Leviathan, could appear randomly and destroy ships, including submarines. It would have gigantic area attacks and would require a group to defeat it. Its appearance could be limited to weekly events. Calendar the date of the new update, what we know. The Blox Fruits team has not yet revealed the exact date of the next update, but everything indicates that it will happen at the end of July, possibly on the last Friday of the month. This fits with the game's historical pattern. Most updates are released on weekends, especially between Friday night and Saturday afternoon. Teasers usually come out a week in advance, and the official Discord update page has already started giving signs. The choice of this date also makes sense from a strategic point of view. School holidays, a greater number of active players online, potential for virality on social media and YouTube with creators making weekly videos. Everything points to an organized revolution, with each week bringing a mini update and building a larger arc. This means that, even if the initial July update doesn't reveal everything at once, it will only be the beginning of something much bigger. Lightbulb golden tips to prepare. To make the most of the new era of the game, it is essential to start preparing now. Here is a definitive list with practical tips. White heavy checkmark 1. Build a smart inventory. Store fruits with rework potential, such as bomb, control, spring, and chop. Leave free space to collect new drops. Trade or sell duplicate and low-value fruits now, before inflation with new players returning to the game. White heavy checkmark 2. Organize your boats and fragments. Improve your boats, especially if you intend to use the automatic navigation glitch to farm sea beasts. Gather fragments and metal parts, as the blacksmith and the submarine will require a lot of resources. White heavy checkmark 3. Farm money like never before. With so many new or temporary fruits arriving, money will be more necessary than ever. Do raids, defeat bosses, and use the Buddha fruit for accelerated farming. Combine this with the auto-navigate glitch for even faster results. White heavy checkmark 4. Level up your account and alt. If you have a secondary account, get it ready now. With rotating content, it may be a good idea to have one character focused on PvE and another on PvP or support. White heavy checkmark 5. Be active on Discord and official channels. Weekly updates may include flash events or limited appearances, announced only in real time. Being vigilant can earn you free fruit, access to secret islands, and even hidden NPCs. White heavy checkmark 6. Form or join a group. Don't play alone. With weekly missions that require cooperation, having a team can be the difference between success and frustration. Organized groups also share information faster, test strategies, and help with raids and bosses. White heavy checkmark 7. Save your progress and organize backups. With frequent changes, bugs can happen. Always save screenshots of your inventory and equipment in case you need to report a bug. Sparkle's conclusion. Blox Fruits is about to enter its most ambitious and vibrant phase yet. With weekly updates on the horizon, every player will have a new reason to jump in, explore, fight, discover, and evolve. It's the kind of transformation that only happens once every few years in games of this style. If you want to be part of this new era, be smart, prepare, strategize, and above all, be present. The era of C4, experimental fruits, submarines, weekly bosses, and unpredictable events is about to begin, and you don't want to be left out.